What's up? I'm David Weiss from SonicScoop.com. We're here at Brooklyn MixCon 2016, and the center of it all is Converse Rubber Tracks in Williamsburg. I'm here right now with Ken Bogdanowicz. I'd like to call you the mastermind behind Soundtoys. How are you, Ken?
I'm great.
Good, good. It's great.
Very flattering, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, it happens to be true, so that's why I say it. Ken, what's the latest release from Soundtoys?
We just released a plugin called, depending on what part of the world you're from, if you're from the United States, it's called Sie-Q. If you're from the Bavarian part of the world, in Germany, it's Sie-Q. And it's a equalizer based on a Siemens module from old Siemens broadcast consoles.
What would you say are the sonic characteristics of that EQ?
Smooth, warm, impossible to make sound bad, basically.
Right.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's 5 knobs and there's no way to fuck things up.
Right, okay.
Can I say that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You know, we'll bleep it out later.
For the kids?
Ken, I've always been curious how you pick a piece of equipment to put into the Soundtoys collection. Are there any common elements to a piece of gear that winds up turning into a piece of software for you guys?
Well, I don't know if you know, but we have a pretty crazy gear collection. I try to find things that are vibey and interesting and kind of a little bit outside of the norm. Things that have a definite sound and a definite vibe. And so when we go down a path, if it's working on delay or compression or reverb or EQ or whatever, I'll just kind of go into the collection and try to find something that sounds really, really good and interesting.
Got it. And then from there, do you leave the controls intact or do you update it with your own twist?
We usually try to update it with our own twist. I mean, even though we've done recently a bunch of things that are modeling, I think where my heart is really doing new twists with kind of classic sounds.
Right, I got it. Well, when you want to do a twist on the controls, what will you look to do? Make it easier to use, more efficient, more creative, all of the above?
Definitely not more efficient. More interesting, easier to use, more understandable. Sometimes that's as simple as just changing the name of things. It's like, well, you know, something was hard to understand. Sometimes it's adding more creative flexibility. Like we did something called Primal Tap, derived from the prime time delay. And in there, we just added different modes of different ways to combine feedback to create richer sounds and beat syncing.
Right.
Things like that are more musical.
Got it. And then once you put something like that out there, do you start to see right away ways that people are using these tools that you hadn't expected?
Actually, we just got back from a studio visit with Thomas Bartlett, who was working on a track from Rye and working on a Sufjan Stevens track, which are both like firmly in that musical camp, so really feel that really strongly. But just watching the way that he approached production, sitting with a piano with the soundboard open and muting strings, and then using things like Crystallizer to bring out the attack that he muted in the first place to kind of bring back some of that sparkle. Yeah, I would have never thought somebody was like throwing felt in front of piano strings and then using Crystallizer to do something, you know, to bring it to life.
Wow, fabulous. That must be a great moment for you as a developer.
Oh, it's incredible. It's why we do this.
Right, that's awesome. The other thing that it's not new, but Soundtoys 5 was your big release, right, last year. So the new EQ that you're talking about, that will fit right into Soundtoys 5, right?
Right, exactly.
You just explain what Soundtoys 5 is.
Well, the biggest thing, Soundtoys 5 was 2 things. One, it was combining all of our plugins into one bundle. And to go along with that, we created an effect rack where you can use all of the plugins in a rack and mix and match them within one plugin and save presets, manipulate the order of effects. And the idea is to really have a full suite of effects in that one place. And it was kind of obvious what was missing, and EQ was missing, and there's still some things missing that might be coming down the pike.
Okay. That was the last thing I was going to ask is, can you talk about what's coming next, or is it still a surprise?
You know, the way I work, it's like I'll work on like 4 or 5 things at once, and there might be some weird creative things that I'm working on and some more normal things that you might be able to infer from what's like missing from our lineup. You know, we're definitely intending to fill that, you know, all the effects that you would ever need in one place.
You're not finished yet.
We're definitely not finished yet.
All right. All right, Ken. Well, hey, thanks for being a part of Brooklyn MixCon once again. Good to have you here.
And it's great to be here. Really enjoyed it.
All right. Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, David.